Welcome to VEQTA Sports. My name is Jonty Sargeant as we look ahead to the final game day in the Premier League. And of course the early kick-off comes from Vicarage Road as Watford take on Jose Mourinho's Manchester United side. Mourinho has this week actually come out and said the Europa League is negative for Manchester United. He almost sees it as kind of an embarrassment, the fact that his Manchester United side are actually involved in not necessarily a low league competition, but more the fact they're not involved in the Champions League. It of course also brings around the fact that they play on the Thursday night, and then on the Sunday there's only the Friday and the Saturday that he can get his side back in ship shape. So we could expect to see plenty of changes for United's trip to Watford. In terms of changes, that does go in their negative. However, the positive for Jose going into this game at Vicarage Road is the fact that Watford have lost each of their 9 last games against the Red Devils, including the previous 6 in the Premier League. So if stats are anything to go by, it's going to be a difficult afternoon for Troy Deeney and his Hornets side. For Manchester United, the focus has been, of course, on Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Paul Pogba. They've been named as the golden signings and the key men to lead Manchester United back into Champions League contention and back into competing with the likes of Manchester City for this Premier League title. Whether they can do it is yet to be seen. However, this game away at Vicarage Road, it will be a tough one. However, it will be one that Jose Mourinho expects to finish off in some style. Finally, on Sunday, Tottenham Hotspur versus Sunderland at White Hart Lane. Spurs go into this game with the record to boot after not being beaten against Sunderland in their last 12 league games. Sunderland, well, they go into this game in the back of an absolute thrashing from Ronald Koeman's Everton side. When we say Ronald Koeman's Everton side, we predominantly mean Romelu Lukaku. It doesn't get much easier for David Moyes and his Sunderland outfit, of course, going away to Spurs after a defeat in the Champions League in midweek to Monaco. They've got the tails up. They want to win this match and they want to put the record straight. They want to get back to winning ways under Mauricio Pochettino and finally prove to everybody that last season wasn't a fluke. And last season they actually should have won the league. They want to prove that this time around they can compete with the likes of United and Paul Pogba and Zlatan. They can compete with Arsene Wenger and Arsenal and Alexis Sanchez. They can compete with Antonio Conte and his Chelsea side and the likes of Diego Costa and the stars to boot that they see over at Stamford Bridge. They want to prove to people this year that they can do well in the Champions League, albeit they didn't get off to the best start. They want to prove that that's an anomaly. This game, they will go all-out attack. They will go for the 3 points from the off, I promise you this. It's been an interesting start, of course, for Mauricio Pochettino's side. Indifferent, some would say, a couple of wins here and there. Not so much firing on all cylinders as of yet. However, the signs are positive. It's a week what we've seen the likes of Christian Eriksen and Eric Dyer put pen to paper on new long-term contracts at White Hart Lane, which, if anything, just proves to other people and the outside world that this Spurs side are a serious outfit. This Spurs side are holding on to their best players, and not just holding on to their best players, they're actually retaining their services for a good number of years. I mean, Manchester United, they'd kill for a player of Eric Dyer's quality to partner Paul Pogba, which is something on another tangent that I still feel Jose Mourinho needs to get right at that Manchester United team. Marouane Fellaini, albeit he's been sticking him in alongside Paul Pogba, not necessarily the right amount of quality to partner such a man of his calibre in Paul Pogba, and not exactly the right mentality to partner what Paul Pogba brings to that Manchester United side. So the fact that Eric Dyer is committing his future from Tottenham Hotspur and outright ruling out a possible move to anyone else who could be challenging for the top 4 is something definitely to be proud of. And this is something that Mauricio Pochettino will be looking to build on, and he'll be looking at this game in particular thinking, you know what, 3 points are in the bag here. It won't take anything for granted, but with the quality of Eric Lamela, Dele Alli in fine form, Christian Eriksen and Harry Kane, who of course hit the back of the net against Stoke in a resounding win last weekend in the Premier League, they'll be on the high. Even though that defeat in the Champions League in midweek will have knocked them back a little bit, they'll be eager to put that right, and they'll be eager to continue their fine form in the Premier League. I'm going for a Spurs win, and thinking that things are going to get even more difficult for David Moyes at the Stadium of Light.